everybody, Adam here, and we're back with some more Vintage. So, one more step down the rabbit hole of how exactly wrong was I regarding Atraxa. We're going to play some Oath today in Vintage. So this is kind of one take on the new hotness, which is Atraxa Show and Tell Oath. So what we're doing here is basically combining the traditional Legacy Show and Tell combination of Show and Tell, Omniscience, Atraxa, Emrakul, with the juice that Vintage allows us via Oath of Druids. So, if for some reason you are not aware with what Oath of Druids does, Oath of Druids is a 2-mana enchantment for 1 and a green. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses a player who controls more creatures than they do and is their opponent. The first player may reveal cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature. If they do, they put it into play and the rest of the cards into their graveyard. So, what we're going to do is play an Oath of Druids, preferably with a Forbidden Orchard in play. Forbidden Orchard will give us a way to assure that our opponent has more creatures than us, therefore triggering Oath of Druids in our upkeep, giving us access to either Atraxa or Emrakul. Either way, things should get pretty good. Once we have our big dumb idiot in play, we will get to do all sorts of crazy things and have all sorts of fun. Show and Tell, somehow you have missed all of the Show and Tell we have played on this stream in Legacy, is a 3-mana sorcery. Each player may put an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land from their hand onto the battlefield. So, with Show and Tell, what we really, really want is to put an Omniscience into play. This makes all the spells in our hand things that we can cast for free. So then we can go ahead and cast an Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, get the cast trigger, take an extra turn, and an extra turn with a 15/15 with Annihilator 6 and 37 other words on it, pretty great. We can also go ahead and put an Atraxa into play that way, then triggering Atraxa, potentially feeding us into more things that we can then cast off Omni to go ahead and win the game. In traditional Vintage fashion, we are playing Time Walk, Merchant Scroll, Ancestral Recall, a bunch of Moxes, Black Lotus, Vampiric Tutor, Demonic Tutor, all of the things that you would expect. We have 4 Force of Wills, a Force of Negation, and a couple of Flusterstorms as ways to protect ourselves in the main. We also have some things like an extra Fluster, an extra Force of Negation, and a Mindbreak Trap in the side, with some various other hate cards. An interesting inclusion here is Flash. So, with Flash, we can spend 2 mana, go ahead and put an Atraxa into play, get Atraxa's Enter the Battlefield ability, which is going to let us look at the top 10 cards of our library, choose a bunch of random cards that we can then make use of, and then go ahead and continue our turn. So, pretty great. We get to replace the 2 cards that we would have to use to get someplace, and hopefully be able to go off again. Beyond that, again, this is a pretty typical Oath shell. We got a couple copies of Oko here, who is kind of a plan B, or in this case, more like a plan C, that lets us shut off things like opposing containment priests, and also apply pressure. And then, of course, our 1 Ponder, our 1 Brainstorm, 2 Preordains, all sorts of various other blue shenanigans to stitch the deck together. Again, important piece of this whole deck is Forbidden Orchard, which only really sees play in Oath of Druids. This is a land that taps for a mana of any color. When you tap it for mana, your opponent gets a 1/1 colorless spirit creature. This is how we assure that our opponent will have more creatures than us so that we can trigger Oath of Druids. To address the sideboard a little more thoroughly, we've talked about kind of all of our protection. We also have 4 copies of Leyline of the Void and a Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale for things like Dredge, or various other bizarre decks. We have 4 copies of Force of Vigor for shops, things like that. We have a couple of Nature's Claims, again, more answers to shops and all sorts of artifact-based hate decks. We can also bring in Nature's Claim for mirrors. So, sure, okay, you can gain some life, but you don't get an Oath of Druids, which is very, very good for us. And then finally, the one of Basic Forest. This basic forest is going to help ensure all of these things can happen and make sure we get to do all of our stuff through all of the wastelands and things that workshop decks have to offer. So that is Atraxa Oath, featuring Show and Tell and Omniscience. And without any further ado, we're going to dive right into it. I am pretty excited. Like I had said previously, I was originally not very high on Atraxa. It felt like a card that was very win-more to me. I have since changed my mind. Atraxa is very good. I do still think that there are some decks where it is better suited than others. I do think that Reanimator style decks are a very, very fantastic home for Atraxa. But I do think there's absolutely space for a card like Atraxa in decks like this as well. So, we're going to dive right into it. We're going to see what we can make happen. I do appreciate everyone joining today. So many ways you could choose to spend your Monday afternoon. I'm grateful you've chosen to spend it with me. Especially given that for my US viewers, today is a holiday. So many people may be currently off work. Okay. So this is Vamp Tutor for Oath of Druids. Sure. So, opponent's name is Ice9 Big Fan. And if it is the Ice9 I think they're referring to here, then I believe that it is in reference to the band Ice9 Kills. They had double Chrome Mox. I could force again here. Emeria, Ancient Tomb. Oh, okay. I don't even have to Vamp Tutor here. Nope, not their turn, my turn. Okay, well that's unfortunate and atrocious. I'm gonna turn this stop off. That's of very little value. Sweet. White Plume Adventure. Sure. I really need opponent to not have Caracas. Plains, okay. In their end step, I'm gonna Vamp. I would grab another Oath of Druids. Three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Nine, 10. I mean, this is not great, but... Yup. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we go to 2. That kind of sucks. Yup, we're very dead. Okay. Flusterstorm is bad. Just generically. I don't actually hate a Tabernacle here, because it can slow them down. Force of Negation. Misstep is pretty weak here. The question here is, do I want to try to trap them, or do I want to bring in like a claim? I think I want to claim. That one, I don't know. Like, maybe I wasn't supposed to force the first Mox. I mean, sure, right? Like, I guess. Key. Oh god, why? 2 of the idiots in hand. I guess if we find show and tell, that's very good for us. I'm just gonna go ahead and slam the Oath on 1. I've kept 7. Opponent's making life choices. Opponent has kept. I'm gonna play my Mox. Play a Trop. Cast Oath. Okay, they have a Black Lotus opener. Sure they do. Ancient Tomb. Sure. Thalia. That's fine. Archon. That's also fine. I will choose you. Trigger Oath. Get an Atraxa. Okay, we didn't lose anything too crazy there. Okay, so opponent had the Solitude. Not really a reason for me to try to cast anything here just yet. Okay, I have Omni, Time Walk, Force of Will, Mox, Underground Sea? Done? Underground Sea. Oh, that was a mistake. I certainly didn't want to do that. I should have just put this Tabernacle into play. discard my Emrakul and shuffle? Discard my Emrakul and shuffle feels like it's totally fine. That strip doesn't matter. Brainstorm. Put back Mox Jet Atraxa. Okay. Target you. Please. I will take. Oh, okay. They're just done. I was like, I'm gonna take this trap here. At least on the play, or the draw rather, trap feels like it's actually more meaningful. Beyond that, I don't really think that I care. Okay. Search for a blue instant. I'm gonna bottom the Atraxa here. Another Black Lotus opener. Sweet. That's so good for us. Okay, Dungeoneer on 1. That's a thing that we can beat. I would love to draw a Mox here. Play this Forbidden Orchard and pass. They have a large friend. Okay. I need to find a Mox. There's an Archon of Emeria, sure. They have binned the Archon. There's a Show and Tell, okay. So if we get one of these idiots trapped in our hand, we're in good shape. That's absolutely awful. Now I need... I don't know if anything's good enough here now. Yep, that's over. Draw a card. Probe, draw a card. Okay, yeah, we weren't getting anywhere. Yikes. Well, that was unfortunate. I feel like that initiative matchup is actually, like, probably pretty okay for us. Maybe I was supposed to mulligan to something a little more interactive than I had. That is okay. We will move on to round 2 and see how we fare. Yeah, like, I feel like we can definitely win that matchup a good portion of the time. Their turn 1 initiative idiot plus Wasteland was a little unfortunate. But I suppose that is the way of these things. Also, 2 Black Lotus openers sure didn't help our situation. 2 Black Lotus openers from opponent, that is. Alright. How is everyone's week going so far? I hope that you're all having a fantastic time. My week's off to a pretty chill start. I'm okay with that. Something about a 4-day weekend, I suppose. But, yeah, no, big fan. Hopefully all of you got to enjoy a long weekend. If not, I do apologize. I'm so sorry. It's, I have found that my employer is particularly delightful about holidays, and pretty much any reasonably major holiday in any capacity, we get off. So that's been pretty great. We were off for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which was fantastic. We are off again today for President's Day, which is a little less meaningful, if you ask me, but still cool. And, yeah. So I've had the pleasure of accidentally my way into a 4-day weekend when I requested last Friday off. But pretty happy about my my happy accident here. But yeah, I will definitely say that I feel like my initial assessment of Atraxa was way off base. I was really trying to evaluate it from the perspective of a traditional show and tell deck, which usually, like, you show in one idiot and you're probably fine. In this circumstance, having Atraxa in all of these kind of show and tell plus decks has been particularly useful. I do want to test at some point, so stay tuned for that. At some point, we will likely play some Atraxa Reanimator. I think that card is particularly exceptional in that deck, offering you the opportunity to find fast mana, reanimation spells, other creatures. Like, I think there's some real value to all that, so... But yeah, this is something I've kind of been saying for a while, but it's definitely proven itself here that people were really concerned with show and tell not being a viable thing to do, or not being as good as some of the other combo things that you could do in Eternal Magic lately. Boy howdy, let me tell you, show and tell, still a good Magic card. I have been pretty pleased overall with what show and tell has to offer in various Eternal formats. I've been pretty high on show and tell and Legacy for a while, and now show and tell is showing up in Vintage and being a real Magic card, which is great. I will say I like this style of combo over something like Doomsday a lot, or Oops. It just feels much more interactive and like there's more counterplay to it. So even if you are somebody not casting Show and Tell or Oath of Druids or Natural Order or whatever it might be to put your Atraxa into play, it feels like you've got some more counterplay there. Okay, I have life choices to make. This is Omni, Oath. Yeah, this is insane. I'm just keeping this. Sick. We're just getting dunked on by Black Lotus all day. Okay, good. Opponent is on initiative again. Show me Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt off the top would be pretty sick, not gonna lie. Dungeoneer, sure. Okay. Any Mox is good here. Okay. I could have fired that to try to draw like multiple Moxes or Lotus. I just don't think that the odds that that happens are very high. Okay. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, sure. That's up top. Which means that's not a thing that we have to worry about at present. Planes, sure. Okay. Guess we can just fire this now. There's like 0 risk to doing so. Okay. Oh, sweet. Bye. Okay. Oh. Is that the basic planes they revealed to us? That is the basic planes they revealed to us. I know that Thalia is on top of their library. Okay. Okay, they've revealed the Chancellor of the Annex, which they put in their bin, which seems correct. Thalia's on top of their library. Thalia resolves, that's fine. Yes, please. Okay. Time Walk. Mox Pearl. Emrakul. Basic. Fluster. Sure? Done? Okay. Land. Mox. Time Walk. Omni, sure. I will not trigger Oath of Druids. Omni? Oh, sure. Okay. Target my Emrakul. Okay. Get 25 cards left in the library. I can scroll here for... Is there anything worth scrolling for? Not really. I just go. Forge. Yup. 11 cards left in library. I would like to keep the larger Atraxa, please and thank you. I will take Oko, Preordain, Orchard, Force, Oath, Atraxa. Done. This. Okay. I don't have a way to take an extra turn here, so I'm just gonna attack and... How many forces are in my graveyard right now? 1 force of will. 2, 3 force... Okay, so this is my last force of will. That's important to know. I guess we're just gonna hold on to this. Yeah, it's looking pretty good for us. Looking pretty good for us. Sure. They did hit a Solitude. Okay. Okay. I will not trigger Oath of Druids. Big shock, big shock. This has Hexproof. Choose this one. Oh, no, I can't choose these things correctly. I guess we're just gonna elk this. Here's another Atraxa. Nope. No interest in doing any of those things. I do have another Oko. I don't think I'm trying to do any of this right now. This doesn't do anything. Yeah, we got thrown. I did not have an opportunity to do as you were suggesting. Otherwise, I absolutely would have, yes. So they're probably going to try to find, like, their best option here is to try to find yet another... Yep, okay. Yet another Solitude, which we can then force. So, Tabernacle, Force of negation, reclaim, get rid of these flusters, get rid of mental misstep. And we will fire this back. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of sideboard slots available for this particular matchup. Oh, nope. Claim trap. I want trap instead of claim on the draw. Just in case. Noted, this will get around Cavern of Souls, friends. This does not counter. So. Definitely pretty... This has text, which is relevant. Alright. Wow. Okay. Green source makes this hand cracked. Green source absolutely makes this hand cracked. I'm gonna keep this, but it's dubious. Chancellor of the Annex, sure, fine. Oh, okay. Clear the Chancellor trigger here. No. Okay. Imprint their Chancellor, Wastelands. Weird. Strange how that works. Multiple forces. Pretty good. Damn it. Not what we were looking for. I'm gonna play out Ruby. I'm gonna play out Mana Crypt. This Crypt is questionable, but I'm trying to think about getting around Thalia or Archon of Emeria. Oh, they have nothing. That's so good. Tails. We lost our coin flip. Okay. I have this Oath of Druids. How do you feel about it? Okay. Oh, and they didn't just have Containment Priest flashed in. That's so good. Second Wasteland. They can Wasteland this Orchard, which is fine. White. 2. Yeah, that's fine too. Don't care about that literally at all. Exactly. Can't get wastelanded if you don't have lands. Trigger. Why, yes, I would love to activate Oath of Druids. I will make an Atraxa. Okay. Omni. Emeralds. Force of Negation. Tabernacle. Do I want to take this Atraxa? I don't think that I do. I think I'm just going to let it ride. Wonder flip. Okay, there's a preordain. I'm interested in this preordain here. Them having extra creatures at the end of the world. I don't need these lands. That's also not what we were looking for. Sure. Okay. Okay. Emeria, sure. What do we got here? Peacekeeper. Sure, resolves. Not a thing I even remotely care about. Opponent has two perfectly good wasteland targets here and instead decided to not do that. I'm okay with. Please name Oath of Druids. I would absolutely lose it if you just named Oath of Druids. Show and tell. Okay. That's fine. I don't care about that literally at all. This. Resolve this. Yes, use Oath. Yup. Okay. I have no need to do any of these other things. I will play this Mox. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. I don't know how much this game they're going to want to keep playing. Okay. I mean, I don't know that sacking that Peacekeeper there was particularly great for you, but... This is the bottom. Oh, okay. All right. Yup. Yup. Tails. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna Solitude my Emrakul here. I'm not remotely shocked about that. Okay. Is my Brainstorm still here? My Brainstorm is not still here. What am I... Time Walk is also gone. Yeah, there's just like nothing worth vamping for here, so I'm just not going to. I've got how many show and tells? 1, 2, Well, we made the wrong color now. I could get punished for this. Okay. So, like, I like single Emrakul. I honestly think that I might cut it. My own preference would probably be to cut 4th Atraxa for a second Big Dumb Idiot, like Emrakul or Hullbreaker Horror or something like that. Something that has more potential to win the game on its own. While I have come around on the idea of Atraxa, I think that Atraxa is not something that often wins the game by itself. It's requiring you find the other good cards in your deck to actually close the game. I would love to have another thing that is just likely to end the game. So, unsure. I think that I would rather have another big dumb moron over the 4th copy of Atraxa, but I'm still waiting to see. Okay. Oh, Emrakul absolutely does a good job of that. Emrakul says, "Here I am, deal with it." Can you? No? Cool. Great, I win the game. Thanks. And, like, our initiative opponents have been very, very lucky at finding their solitudes for the Emrakul, but there's a lot of times where they're just not going to be able to answer that in any capacity. Alright. Fire truck. This is fine? Question mark? Okay. With 1 Atraxa, 1 Grizzlebrand, no show and tell. Yeah, like, that seems totally reasonable. I think I'm keeping this. Okay. So I'm gonna play this. Play this. Play this jet. Go ahead and fetch an island. Merchant Scroll. Go and get Ancestral. And then vamp for... Yeah, that doesn't matter. That's fine. You have died. Grab Oath. So, this is just gonna fire this Ancestral when we get a chance. Bizarre. Okay. Great. Show and tell also great here. We just doing squee things. Yeah, neither of us has any creatures. It's fine. So the cute thing here is that if they have the Force, I can make this, bait them into using the Force of Vigor, and then just show and tell in an Atraxa. This feels like a pretty reasonable position to be in against a Bazaar deck. Second Bazaar. That's a little scary. My brain does immediately go to the space where, like, this being a deck that can also play Balance and Teferi seems really, really strong. They shipped 2 Wastelands. Okay, that's a hollow one. So I don't even need to activate this Orchard. Okay, they have a bunch of things. Okay. They have the Master in hand still. That leads me to believe that they could have a Force. Yes, please. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. That's 7 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Blue. Nope. Show me the Force. Show me the Force. Yep. We have died. Yeah, that doesn't really shock me. When I didn't see the Master, I kind of figured. So this means that they attack for 16. We can block 4 of it. We still die. We needed this to hit Atraxa, not Emrakul. Alright. Leyline, 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 Tabernacle. I'm going to cut my forces. Bring in Fluster. Was there a reason we didn't show and tell last turn? Chris, it's your question is I don't remember. Probably, but not that I can recall off the top of my head. Misstep is not particularly great here. I think we can cut a probe. Is Flash where we want to be here? Flash seems okay, but not amazing. Yeah, I think I just want to do this. I have Ley Lines, I have Tabernacle. Yep, seems fine. On the die roll. I know. Mulligan. Okay. Yuck. Oh, okay, they have powdered. Misstep, Rootwalla, Wasteland, Powder. Okay. So, oh, they powdered again. And they're on 2 cards. I think we just win. Powdered again. Yeah, this feels like the easiest just turn 1 Ancestral me of my life. opponent is probably just going to concede this. That is miraculous. Okay. I need to hit a land. If I hit a land, we win the game. Bizarre, sure. Yeah, if we hit land or Mox, we just win. That is neither. Okay, okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're gonna play the Mox. I just need to hit a mana source. Yep, Bazaar is fine. Okay, I don't care about that. What? Oh. I thought that said mental misstep for a second. I was like, hold on a minute. Okay. Bazaar, sure. Mm-hmm. Mana source. God, why? Awful. Terrible. Just the worst. I'm gonna ship this Vamp Tutor. That's the one thing I just, like, do not need at all. We have the potential to lose this game basically for no reason at all. I'm really... Okay, that's fine. I'm going on the plan that doesn't care about this Caracas, so... Land. Good enough. Cast. Show and tell. Omniscience. Emrakul. Hell yeah. Let's go. Alright. Do I want copies of Force on the draw? No? I don't think so. I don't think so. I do need to keep hands that are a little more hateful, though. Sure. This is turn 1 Oath of Druids. They have already powdered. And they've powdered away 2 forces and a trap. I think I'm gonna keep this and, like, be a little sketched out by it, but, like, not exceptionally sketched out. Okay. It was a little dicey, but not exceptionally. There's a hollow one, sure. Fetch. Island. Mox. Oath. Okay, they did have another force. That's fine. We have another Oath and Show and Tell on the back burner. So far, their hand isn't particularly aggressive. They have just this hollow one. Okay, we're going to activate Bazaar. They only have one card in hand. I'm gonna ponder. Okay. Underground Sea. Cast another Oath of Druids. Yes, you have a Caracas, but Caracas versus Atraxa, not going to work out the way that you think it is. Okay. We're going to go to 10. Yes, please. Go on. Let's see. I guess. Leyline. Drop. Another Oath. Fluster. I don't really want to take either of these Atraxas, actually. Rather than drop, take Misty. I've got Fluster, Leyline. Oh, I can't take Oath. That's fine. I don't really want to take Oath, to be honest. Okay. They did have the Force. Okay. This is expected. They're just flipping cards with Bazaar. Hit a Vengevine and a Force of Vigor. Okay. Flipping more cards. Hit another Vengevine. There's a Rootwalla. Okay. So I need them to not draw a castable idiot off the top. I get a 5. They did not hit a castable idiot, so this is very good for me. Yes, please. Emrakul, sure. Orchard. Gonna put Atraxa into play. Jets. Nope. Lotus. Tutor. Lands. I have the other show and tell already. It's just these. Are all my Omnis in the graveyard? Are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yikes. I can just time walk, I guess? Yeah, I guess we're just time walking. I'm not going to trigger this again because there's no reason to. All of my Omnis being gone all of a sudden is pretty atrocious, I'm not going to lie to you. That was actively bad for you, opponent. I'm going to show and tell the Semiracle back into play. How's that make you feel? Yeah, pretty savage that we lost all 4 Omnis. Yikes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. They have second Caracas? What? Sure. Six, go to 6. I mean, we're gonna trigger Oath here. I'm gonna get sad and watch my library go to nothing. Show and tell. Tabernacle. Mox Jets. Force of Negation. Oh, opponent's conceded. Cool. Good, we didn't have to think about that too hard. Yeah, flipping all 4 Omnis to our Oath triggers there was atrocious. And about one of the worst things that could have happened to us, and we still somehow won. So I'll take that. Alright, so we're 2-1. Alright. Won the die roll again. Yeah, so this is turn 1 preordain off Orchard, look for mana. I mean, I'm gonna keep it, I just am kind of sad about it. Having Flash and Show and Tell in the opener is both a little messed up. Bottom? Nope. Okay, I guess. I probably actually wanted to keep that Vamp. I could Vamp and upkeep for Lotus. Yep, Mox Emerald is fine. Wasteland, sure. Yep, you got it. I'm gonna let this Death Rate just happen. Not one of the things that I'm particularly scared about. Am I gonna fire? I think I'm gonna fire this Brainstorm. Because I could hit Moxes. If I hit Mox here, yep, okay. I think this Flash is currently my pitch card. Oh, I wanted to bury this Time Walk. Okay, that was dumb of me, but yeah, sure. We're gonna play this. Okay. You got it. Sure. Show me your secrets, opponent. They've got a force effect. Okay. We're gonna Time Walk here. Yikes. Fine, I'm just gonna scroll for Ancestral. Ancestral Recall, fix all of our problems, please. I need you. Okay. This opponent is fetching here. Their hand at present doesn't really do anything. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, second Caracas out of a Bizarre deck was really strange. Go ahead and fire this Ancestral. Try to draw into something that matters. They're gonna force me. I'm gonna force back. I'm just praying to God they didn't draw another blue card or... I mean, specifically Fluster. Fluster would be so bad. Honestly, either one is pretty atrocious, because then they have cast Force of Negation the hard way, then pitch cast Force. Okay, I'm gonna force back and make you have it. Hell yeah, let's go. Preordain here. Probably should have pitched one of the Okos. This is incredible. I'm gonna keep the Mental Misstep here. So I know their Force of Negation is gone. It's an Underground Sea. They've got 5 mana for Force of Will here. I'm going to start by jamming this Oko. Force of Will. Force of Will. Yep. There's the mana. Here's the 5 mana Force of Will. Yup. Okay. That sucks. Definitely not what I wanted. Need to draw a mana source. That's not a mana source. Yikes. Okay. Okay. So we can... Got all sorts of options once we actually find a land. Yeah, you ate by Ancestral. That doesn't matter. I don't care about that particular game zone, friend. Are you kidding me? Now I need Lotus. Probably just dead here. I need to draw exactly Black Lotus in order to get anywhere. Lotus would be cracked here, but I also think they played that under. Okay, there's Force. All right. What do I not need here? One. I'll pitch this show and tell. The odds of me winning this game are like super, super, super low. Okay. They had already played that underground. Okay. Lotus. Not Lotus. We've lost the game. Okay. Alright. Flusterstorm is great. So I'll take the basic here. I don't really love Vamp. I also don't love Flash. I just don't know that that's going to be particularly helpful. Unclear. Maybe I'm supposed to keep Flash as just another way, but I just can't see myself wanting to cast Flash. So we're just gonna fire like this. Opponent having multiple waste and strip effects there was pretty atrocious. Like we had a pretty clear path to victory and ended up losing because opponent drew quite hot. Multiple waste and strip effects. Yuck. Alright. We're winning the die roll. Yep, okay. No. Mulligan. Keep. Second oath down. Done. I just get to go jam Oath of Druids, jam Show and Tell. Play Deathrite. I need you to play Deathrite, opponent. Please. For love of all that is holy, just... Damn it. Drop. Drop. Slam this Oath of Druids. Force of Will, pitching Time Lock. Sure thing. Wasteland, yup. I just don't see a point in putting this Omni into play right now when it can just get Vigored and we'll get no value off it. I just don't have any way to protect. Okay, Lotus. Yuck. That screams hardcast Force of Will. Jet. C. Okay. Burden. Okay. There's Orchard. Okay. Opponent still has nothing going. Do I try to bait them now? I don't think so. I think I can do better. End step, brainstorm. Okay. I could use one of those in a pretty bad way. Okay. Fetch with Verdant. Outland Liberator. Okay. Second on me. Trophy. Yes. Grab my basic. I mean, sure. Time Walk. Nope. Show and Tell, Omni, Demonic. I can't take Demonic Tutor, damn it. Fluster. Atraxa. Maybe I just want this Time Walk instead. Do I have a land selected here? I do not. Grab all of this. Play another Orchard. Cast Walk. Hell yeah. Alright. So, do I want to do anything different on... No? Most of these cards just don't do anything in the matchup. Okay, cool, great, perfect. Deck's great, we're great, let's go. Alright, yeah. Keep. You have seen the secrets. How do you feel about this hand, opponent? I'll let you tell me. It's fine. Yo. Sure. Okay. Mana Crypt. Fire the walk. Lost our flip. One, two, three. Fire Oath. Okay. Sure thing. Lost our flip. Yikes. Feels great. Finding Orchard here, absolutely phenomenal. Couldn't be happier with our life choices. Drop, sure. Fire this Force of Negation. Okay. It pitched to Leovold. Now you have to have an answer to Oath, and you need an answer to this show and tell that you know that I have. Trophy the Oath of Druids? Gush, sure. This was what? Gush just in case I can actually force? Why would I? You know that my hand is is Show and Tell Atraxa. Demonic Tutor, okay. Black Lotus, yup, you got it. Outland Liberator, sure. Okay. Oath has died. Lost another coin flip. Okay, Show and Tell. Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, like, any Mox next turn, we just hard cast Atraxa? Sure. Okay. Opponent's thinking long and hard about this. They've decided to move to combat. Losing all of our coin flips. Okay. They also correctly surmised that if we drew another land or a Mox, we were in Atraxa territory. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now I just need like Lotus. Sure. Okay, I'm just gonna keep drawing lands. 2, 4, 6. 6 of the requisite 7. Come on. Sure. I will cast Oath of Druids. You have yet another Force of Will. Okay. That one pitched a Fluster. Alright. Mox. Yep, that's fine. Seven. Cast Atraxa, take Omni, yeah. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're still short there. Blue, green, black. 1. Show and Tell, Underground Sea, Emrakul, Fluster, Pearl. I can take another Omni here and take Force instead? That seems pretty good. I don't hate that at all. Play Underground. Play Mox. I just need them to, like, not have double Assassin's Trophy and we're fine. Like, that's the only thing that wins here is double trophy. Alright, well, there's us 3 and 1. I mean, deck feels pretty good. Everything that we've lost has still felt remotely winnable, like the initiative matchup here, as we can tell by playing it again 30 seconds later. But no, like, I stand corrected. Atraxa confirmed good Magic card, not win more. I really wasn't sold on this card at first. I really kind of felt like it was going to be a position where you put this card into play and it was like fine. I guess one of the ways that I didn't evaluate it was comparing it directly to Griselbrand, and it is not Griselbrand. That is important. You can't just draw cards on demand. But the fact that it enters the battlefield, flashes you a ton of cards, doesn't cost you life to do that, and still, in fact, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to be right back, and then we can riff on this a little more, because I have some thoughts. Stay tuned, everyone. Be right back. Alright, we're back. So, my thoughts on this, right? I didn't try to draw the comparison to Griselbrand. And the thing is that it does feed you a whole lot of cards very quickly, similar to a Griselbrand. It is more restrictive than Griselbrand, in that it doesn't just let you rip cards on demand when you want them. But it also doesn't cost you life. And it entering the battlefield, refueling you all of these different card types all at once, pretty useful. And also, all of the keywords that Atraxa has. One of the most important that I think is maybe not necessarily something people are evaluating is Vigilance. Atraxa being able to crack in for damage and stay on the defensive is huge. And to Tenarms' point earlier, I think that that's a big reason that our Bazaar opponent was on multiple Caracas, is because this thing just is a brick wall. You're like, okay, put it into play. It has 7 power and toughness. It's going to attack and block all day long and gain me life, and it's pretty insane. I do still wonder if there's a Bant version of this deck or a version of the deck playing white that also gets some pretty sizable upgrades. Like, again, I think that Teferi Time Raveler in this deck is huge. Just saying, okay, here's my 3-mana Planeswalker, bounce your hate piece combo off. Pretty huge. We won the die roll. This is turn 1 Oath of Druids. Okay. Yeah, this is a turn 1 Oath with Flusterback. Yeah, the Vigilance is enormous. Okay. We've made a turn 1 Oath of Druids. We have a Forbidden Orchard that also gives us access to a Fluster. Scalding Tarn, sure. Also, opponent gave us the good luck, have fun. So, of course, to be polite, we also gave them the U2. And then we did this to them. Yep. Yep. There's the Fluster. Yes, please. Hit the Atraxa. Okay, we lost some show and tells and stuff, but I'm gonna take Force of Will, Ponder, Sapphire, Underground Sea. I don't think I want any of these creatures at present, so I'm just not going to take them. Done. That one's also pretty good. Green, blue, blue, Oko. Just want to elk their Ruby, I think. This turns off Red Blast, which I like a whole lot for us, given that this is also blue randomly. Also, 3 Amis in the first flip, let's go. Okay. Gained a bunch of life. And they're going to kill my Oko, which I'm a little upset about, but not entirely upset about. Trigger this again. Yep. Okay. Force. Show and tell, Omni. Land, Pearl. Do I want this Atraxa? Question mark? Kinda. Not really. Okay, there's the Emrakul. That's what we really wanted in this whole equation. Alright, so I'm gonna play Mana Crypt. Play this. Put Omni to play. Cool. Hell yeah, let's go. Okay. So, Fluster, Force Negation. Probably just those. Cut Vamp. Cut Flash. Flash really does feel like it's kind of like the worst card in the deck. Yeah, we're about as interactive as we can be. Don't really want to try to play this game. Opponent, I think, is on Esper Tinker, so this Mindbreak Trap is probably pretty okay. Do I want this Mindbreak Trap? Probably. What am I cutting for this trap? I don't know. I do think I want the Mindbreak Trap, but I don't know what I want to cut for it. Against Esper? I'm not really concerned about Vigor against Esper. I mean, like, I'd bring in Claim before I think I'd bring in Vigor. MBT is the one that I really want here. I just don't know what to cut for it. Should have a Preordain, I guess. Yeah, like, I honestly think that our plan here is just, like, our thing is usually better than theirs. The cards we need to stop are things like Tinker. And I think that we can beat Tinker a reasonable amount of the time with Flusters and... maybe? Is Oko worse than Preordain? I don't think Oko is worse than Preordain. I think Oko is definitely better than Flash. But I don't think that... I think Oko is better than Preordain also. Than second Preordain. Because I have a feeling opponent is going to be on Containment Priest. And that's big. Like, we want answers to that, and our deck does not have a lot of answers to that. You think Oko is worse than Preordain? Well, the good news is we get another game if I'm wrong. Okay. So this has... yeah, this is fine. Thundra. Yep. Sensei's Divining Top. That's fine. Opponent is PO. It's getting sketchy. This feels like opponent has hard cast Force of Will. I guess we'll find out here in a moment. Because I plan on firing this Gataxian Probe at like my earliest convenience. What have we paused here for? Okay. Okay. Show me your secrets. Outcome. Okay. Okay. So when opponent goes to fire outcome, we just, like, shut it down? Yeah, opponent just goes to fire paradoxical outcome and we just force of negation. Probably pitching this Oko. And then Forbidden Orchard out the Druids go. Seems great. Fetch outcome. Grab Underground Sea. Okay. Is the last card in their hands, what's the Fragmentize? That would be bad for us? The last card being Fragmentized would not be great. Okay. Also, Tenrums, now that I know they're PO and not Tinker, I think that I'm more in on your Vigor plan. Okay, we are outcoming right now. Pick everything up. Yup. Draw 5. Does Oath resolve? Oath still just resolves. It's where they're like Teferi with force back. Feels like a thing that could happen to us. Teferi with force back definitely feels like a thing that could happen to us here. Apparently opponent isn't quite sure what's happening to us just yet. Okay, there's a Mox. That one's fine. Mana Vault, sure. Black Lotus, yup. Mox Opal, sure. Hardcast Citadel? I'm pitching the Atraxa there because we have the Oath in play. Yep, okay. Kind of saw that coming. And the thing is, if we do get to untap and have a mana available to us, I would like to be able to elk their Bolas's Citadel. I don't know that that's going to happen, but I would like the opportunity if it arises. Okay. Mana Crypt. Jets. We're probably dead here. Top. Okay. Oh, they have the top in hand. Right. I think the likelihood we are dead here is super high. I have F6. The opponent gets to do whatever they want. Draw with top. Replay top off the top. Land. Brainstorm. Okay. Opal, sure. Time. Oh, that sucks. Time walk here, not great for us. Okay. Plow, yup. That's fine. The plow there doesn't really do anything other than give them one more top off the top. Mystic Remora, sure. No, they still get a time walk turn here. I also don't know why they have all this mana floating. Okay. Okay. Ponder is finally resolved. There's a Mox. There's Vamp. Mentor. Yup. We got Mentor with a Time Walk turn, but a bunch of our Mox that are already in play. Oh, we have PO? We do have PO. I'm not really sure why Remora is still in play, but okay. Okay. We're still going. They don't need to cast that many spells next turn to kill us, but I'm willing to let them show me that they have the ability to cast those spells. Okay. Yep, I'm just over that now. That Teferi is actually huge. It bounces my Oath of Druid, so even if I do get to untap, the odds that I do anything are so low. Alright. Now, as Ten Arms has suggested, we're going to bring in Force of Vigor. Question is, bringing in Force of Vigor, what are we interested in not having in our deck? I think MBT can come out. That seems totally fine. Can cut these Okos. And then I have to shave one more card? I'm comfortable cutting the MBT here because with me on the play, I'm going to have more access to things like my Flusters, my Force of Vigors, stuff like that. So, okay. We got to make one more cut here. Maybe we're supposed to shave like a single Oath of Druids? Maybe not. I need the green count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably supposed to have these Okos in still. I hate it, but I think I'm supposed to. For green count for Vigor. Okay. Just 61. So the problem is that our 61 only has us with 12 green cards in it. And I think 61 with 12 green cards doesn't make Force of Vigor reliable enough to even be worth having in the deck. I don't know. They're bringing the claims instead. It just makes more sense to me. Deal. Keep. Okay, well, that ended up a really weird circumstance, but also they've, like, turn 1 Mentor single monk go, and then PO the following turn? Which is like a thing I think I'm okay with. I can also just claim their Mana Crypt, and they don't do anything. Played Misty Rainforest, okay. Ruby, sure. So they're not, okay, Mana Crypt. Yep, they're just gonna PO on 1. Yep, okay. That's a really weird sequence of events, but sure. Ruby, yep. Play Forbidden Orchard, pass. I feel like I'm gonna live to regret this. Mana Crypt, sure. Okay. There's the Tundra. Mystic Remora. Okay. Outcome? I will not. We will pay 0 manas for Mystic Remoras. Okay. There's Ruby. There's Mana Crypt. I would love to use up the Druid's ability. I will find this Atraxa. Preordain, Force of Vigor, Oath of Druids, Mox, Misty. Done. Okay. That feels very good for us. Play this. I would love to find a walk here. Oh, okay, that's almost what I was looking for, but that's a walk next turn? Bottom, top. Fetch, underground, tutor. Walk. Vigor their artifacts. Okay. That's a little aggressive, but I feel like that's ultimately good for us. Like, if they plow this Atraxa, I just don't care. I just make another idiot near end step with Forbidden Orchard, untap, trigger Oath, cast Time Walk. We're still in their upkeep. Is this Vamp for Plow? God, I hope so. That's so good for me. I feel like it has to be better than that, but I'm hoping it's not. Flooded Strand, which we already knew about. Okay. Okay, they fragmentized the Oath. Cast Time Walk? Put them to 3. I'm just gonna fetch now. This is just out of respect of something like Opposition Agent. Opponent is thinking. Let's go! Alright. So there is a 4-1 with Atraxa Oath. So, kind of go back to the deck list and kind of talk about it for just a minute. Consider me sold. This card is kind of nuts. It having the ability to give you all sorts of various types of cards from among those 10 is pretty huge. With Oath, right, it can give you, like we saw a hand there where it was like, okay, so here's Force Pitch card, Vigor Pitch card. Like, that was absolutely nuts. And it didn't cost me 7 life to do it. It didn't get beat out by a Hull Breacher. Like, I'm sold. This card is very, very good. I was very, very wrong. Yeah, like, Atraxa Grand Unifier has just been absolutely nuts. I think that because of this card, you can play a card like Show and Tell in Vintage, and things are just actually kind of okay, because this card is going to do so much heavy lifting. Omniscience is always nuts. This card is super messed up. I do still kind of wish that we had another Emrakul. I don't know. Maybe just me. I also wonder if, like, there's just a version of this deck where you just don't need to play Oath of Druids. Where you can just play things like Show and Tell, Omniscience, and maybe, like, Sneak Attack or Natural Order. And just go that route instead. By going the route of Natural Order, I think I would want to add Allosaurus Shepherd for Vintage at the very least. Just because making your Natural Orders uncounterable is nuts. But yeah, the deck feels really, really strong. I was very, very wrong about Atraxa, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Like, I read this card and went, it does a lot, there's a lot of cool words on it, but like, is it better than what we're doing? The answer is yes. It was absolutely better than what we were doing. But we have one more thing to do before we wrap up for the day, everyone, and that is, on this channel, we have a tradition. We win chests, we open chests. Today, we have 5 of them. So, again, I appreciate everyone for hanging out. So many ways you choose to spend your Monday evening. I'm grateful you chose to hang out with me. Let's go ahead and open some chests. Alright. 35 play points. A Full Art Portal to Phyrexia. Volshock Factory. Reap Intellect. That's a card I haven't seen in years. Teferi's Puzzle Box. Utopia Tree. A Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths, Memory Erosion. This is my kind of Magic card. Revival Revenge, and a Sphinx Mindbreaker. So, alright. That is it for me for the evening, everyone. I will be back on Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and we are going to be playing through as much of Square Enix will allow of Octopath Traveler 2. The demo is out and available on Steam as we speak. The demo is about the first 3 hours of gameplay, so I'm super hyped for this game. So we're going to play some of the Octopath Traveler demo on stream. So come hang out for that on Wednesday. If, for whatever reason, you are not interested in Octopath Traveler, I'm sorry. More for you than for me. I love that game. It was fantastic, so I'm very excited. But we will be back again on Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, playing some more Legacy. Likely playing some more Atraxa No-Show. I will probably do a little tweaking to the list we played last week, so stay tuned for that. But again, that is it for me for the evening, everyone. I hope that you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you all again on Wednesday. Cheers, everyone. You have a great night.